Stop number 34 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the Rockingham, North Carolina, as we're heading down to the nitty-gritty in this in this race for the championship. As we are here today for the running of the AC Delco 400. As we're set for 59 laps of action on this 1.017 mile racetrack. And here's the start on for today's running of the event. As we're set to go for racing here at the Rock. Had a great race at North Wilkesboro, and we hope for the same thing here today. And on the pole for today's event, it's car 4. It's the same top two we saw at North Wilkesboro on the pole, on the front row. Charles Samper, now 3-time winner this season, having won at Wilkesboro, Bristol, and of course the Daytona 500. And the man going for the Rockingham sweep, Kyle Matthews, is alongside. Both of them carry in-car cameras in today's event, by the way. And our third in-car camera happens to be in the third place starter as well, Keith Batson. Car 26 go Haviland Ford. He currently sits third in the standings now coming into this event, and now 99 points behind the leader of the points, Joshua Osborne. He'll be alongside number 19, Jesse Turner. The third row will find Quentin Moore in car 75, another good qualifying win for him. And beside him, Dylan Young in car number 2. He starts on the outside. He won the season at Watkins Glen and the second race at Martinsville. Going to row 4, a great qualifying effort for Glenn Duhit in car number 8, the Circuit City Ford. And 4-time winner this season, Jessica Shelton, now sitting 4th in the standings coming in this event, and she hopes for a good run here today to try to get herself back into at least contention to move up in the points. Going to row number 5 will be car number 17, Shane Lake in the Western Auto Parts America Chevrolet, and number 3, Cole Deaver on the outside. Going to row number 6 is defending race champion Phil Parker in car number 5, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet, and car number 90, it's Jordan Lopez in the Heilig Myers Ford. Next row down, we'll have car number 44. It is Jonathan Zorlin, and car number 24, that's Michael Whitman. Next row down, Jack Legacy in car 87 and car number 29, Zachary Fitzwater. Both of them coming off of top 15 place efforts at North Wilkesboro. Next row down, we'll have car number 16, Johnny Gardner, 2-time winner this season winner this season at Pocono and the second race at Dover. He'll be alongside Kev Sheeran, car 71, still looking for that first victory of the season. Next row down has Becca Tellier in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6, and beside her will be car number 7. It is Mike Becker coming off a great 4th place effort at North Wilkesboro. Next row down has Preston Dive Bomb City Plord in number 15, the Hayes Modems Ford, and number 25, the Budweiser Chevrolet. Kyle Langland is on the outside. Next row down is Ashlyn Boyd in car number 9, 2-time winner last season. Still looking for that first one this season, though. And he'll be alongside number 11, the Lowe's Ford of Patrick Smith. Next row down has Chelsea Bowles in car 77, the Jasper Engines Ford. And number 12, that is JT Bryant alongside. Next row down is Kat Batson in car 88, the Quality Care Services Ford Credit Ford Thunderbird. And Nick Baxter in car 81. Next row down has Audra Baranowskis on the outside of that row. Inside of her, by the way, in number 33 is Al Lagacy. Next row down in car number 18 is Paul Minnick in the Interstate Batteries Chevrolet, 3-time winner of this season. And number 98, Max Anderson's alongside. Next row down, Dylan Poteet in car 22, the MB&A Pontiac. And the winner of the Southern 500 at Darlington, Jason Haywood, sits on the outside. Next row down is Ryan George in car number 23, the Smokin' Joe's Ford, winner this season of the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. And alongside of him will be the number 1 Hooters Pontiac up Alexander Rowe. Next row down has a winner at California this season. It's number 4, William Brock. And alongside of him, 2-time winner and points leader, Joshua Osborne, sits alongside. Next row down has 5-time winner this season, Levi McIntyre. Another bad start for the points leaders. And he'll be alongside the 2-time winner Joshua Collard in number 43, the STP Pontiac. And starting shotgun is Ryan Acosta in car number 10, the Tide Ford. So again, the struggles continue for both Joshua.
3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engine.
Man, getting the partition as we get some racing here today at the Rock. Again, the struggles continue for Levi McIntyre and Joshua Osborne. the front row starter, front two in the points chase. I mean, that's and to be honest with you, the struggles cannot have come at a worse time for the 99 and the 37 teams without question, because this is after all a battle for the championship they are going for. And Keith Batson, who was actually I think 200 or 300 points behind the front two, actually is now close to within 99 points now in third place. So Batson, if things stay the same, even possibly win this race, could be right up there in the thick of the points hunt when we go to Homestead for the finale. But let's not forget, too, Charles Saver and Thomas are both going for the top 5 in the points as well, and they are in the front two starting spots as they were at North Wilkesboro, as the green flag flies and the AC Delco 400 is underway here at Rockingham. Charles Samper pulls out to the lead right now. Here comes Keith Batson to the inside lane in car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. He's been second a few times this season, but has yet to pull off a win here at Rockingham. He might possibly do it here at Rockingham. We'll find out in the 59 laps we're running here today. Quentin Moore's now going to third position. Kyle Matthews, who got hung up on the high side, is now dropped to. Oh my goodness, where has he dropped down to now? Matthews losing spots like crazy as he's hung up behind Jesse Turner in 19. Matthews now dropped to the 9th position and still can't find a lane on the low side. He's dropping back, and as has Jessica Shelton in number 94. As they come off the 4th corner here, Charles Samper, just like we saw him at North Wilkesboro, dominating this event here. He dominated that race last week, I should say, and now has pulled up to a as he and Keith Batson's now pulled ahead to a lead. Quentin Moore's in 3rd position. 4th is now the 8 car of Glenn Duhid, who had a great qualifying run here today. Shane Lake is running in 5th position and 17. 6th position is Phil Parker, last season's winner of the race. Dylan Young's in 7th. 8th is Jesse Turner. 9th is Jonathan Zorland, and moving up to 10th is Jack Lagacy. Kyle Matthews still having trouble finding the inside groove in at number 42 car. And this is a man who usually runs well here at the Rock anyway, as he's trying to pull ahead and trying to find come on, get back down there. There we go. As he's now pulled alongside, as he's now pulled between Chelsea Bowles and Johnny Gardner. So Matthews drops now to the 14th position after starting 2nd in the field. Make that 13th position now, as he's now trying to close in on Ashlyn Boyd in the 9 car. On board Kyle Matthews' car. And there's, looks like to be the leader of the race. That's Charles Sanford in the 41 car. He's leading the race here. As we mentioned, started from the pole and dominated North Wilkesboro and last race on the tour, and now looking to do the same thing at Rockingham. And now riding with Keith Batson in car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, as he's trying to catch and trying to find a way to pass Charles Sanford in the number 41 car. Batson moves low on the racetrack right now, so you can see what happens come off the 4th turn. He closes up on Sanford at the moment as they come down in the turn number 1. And these two drivers have pulled away from Quentin Moore in car 75. Batson looks low on the racetrack and see what happens off the 4th turn here. Batson unleashed the power of that Texaco Haviland Ford to the inside lane of Sanford, but Sanford may have the high side working to his advantage. Even the high side is the longest way around the racetrack there, but as we said before, it does give you more momentum and more straightaway speed than you do if you run on the low side. And now Keith Batson has passed Sanford at the moment, so Keith Batson leads his first lap of the day, and he takes the lead from Charles Sanford. And Batson, as we said, second so many times this season, and he is looking for that elusive first win of the year. And the year's wind down as we'll have 2 races remaining after this, and we'll be at Phoenix, Arizona, or should I say it's now ISM Raceway now, even though it's going to be the Phoenix 97 version, obviously. For the Subway Fresh Fit 500, and then of course the finale at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Ford EcoBoost 400. An always exciting event, no question about it. So like I said, if things keep the way it's right now, though, Batson, we might have to add him to the championship hunt as well, possibly, along with Osborne and McIntyre. And speaking of those two, there they are, 40th and 41st right now. So the worst news they can receive now is Keith Batson is leading the race at the moment. And Osborne, which you know at the points leader, is now running in last place at the moment. McIntyre's running in 41st. Collard, who came in this race, I think, 5th in the standings, he's running in 39th. So those 3 cars have been struggling badly the last few races, and like I said, it couldn't have come at a worse time now with the championship on the line. So you can bet if this ends up being a 3 or 4 man, if this ends up being a 3, 4, possibly a 5 driver chase for the championship at Homestead, you can bet they'll all be giving it all they got. But right now, Keith Batson leads. Second is Sanford. Third is Moore. Fourth is Lake. Fifth is now Jesse Turner. Here comes Phil Parker for 6th. Inside of Dylan Young, and he'll take that spot away. But Young fights back on the outside of the racetrack. Jack Lagacy, car 87, runs in 8th position right now. His best finish was a 2nd at the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, behind Ryan George. Glenn Duhig's running in 9th position. 10th is Becca Tellier as she's gotten around Ashlyn Boyd. There is Kyle Matthews running in 12th place right now. So Matthews has got a long way to go if he hopes to pull off a Rockingham sweep. But this is a hard place to pass here, and of course these cars are very hard to compete with against as well. Moving a little further back, Tab Shares in 13th position. 14th right now is now Chelsea Bowles as she's taking a spot away from Johnny Gardner. Gardner in 15th right now. 16th is Nick Baxter. 17th is Ryan George. 18th, battling for 3 wide for 18th, is Kat Batson, William Brock, and the 90 car Jordan Lopez. Lopez has 18th right now. And look at Kyle Langland in 25 as he has now got a power move to the inside. As it was inside of Tellier and inside of Batson and Brock and shoving them both off the track. And Batson almost gets rear-ended by the 24 of Michael Whitman. So Cat got shoved back to 26 the last time by. And we got some big names back in the back too. Audra Baranowskis, who's one of the hot rookie contenders. She's in the back. Cole Deaver, who started up in the top 10, is now running in the 35th position. And Jessica Shelton, who started in the top 10 as well, she's in 38th. So not a good day for both those drivers at the moment. It isn't, but of course, still got a long ways left to go. And now Kyle Matthews now entered in the top 10 right now in 10th position. But Keith Batson right now currently is the leader of the race as he's completing the 22nd lap of the event. So we have now 37 laps to go. Laps here, Rockingham laps here, Rockingham click off quick though. About 23, 24 seconds around this racetrack. So let's take a ride with Keith Batson, see how he drives this racetrack here at Rockingham. He's going to turn 3 right now. Turn 3 right now. Drives the middle of the racetrack. Back down to 135 miles an hour off turn number 4, 150 miles an hour. Goes into turn number 1, 170 miles per hour. Right down that yellow line. Off turn number 2, 140 miles per hour. Floors the throttle right now as he goes into turn number 3, 165 miles an hour in the third turn. Driving in the middle lane through the third and fourth turns at the moment, and he'll floor the throttle again, 145 off the fourth turn. And that last lap 5 for Batson, 151.196 miles per hour. We'll check the fastest lap of the race so far. That's being held currently by our leader, Keith Batson, at 156.422. Charles Simmons got the second fastest lap at 156.335, and Quentin Moore's our third fastest lap at 156.022. Caution free at the moment, though, here at Rockingham. The different story as it was at North Wilkesboro. We had 4 yellow flags in that race, though, and we had about tons of lap cars on the inside lane, but right now, Keith Batson's been very solid all season long, really. As we said, there's a couple races he should have won races this season so far, but never quite materialized the victory. But as we said, Batson right now, as we're almost to the halfway point of the event, looks like in good shape at the moment. But as we said, there's still 29 laps to go in this race, and Charles Simmer is trying to close up a little bit on Batson. The interval right now this time is he is actually losing time, 0.96 right now this time. I think he's almost a full second back of the leaders. Quentin Moore still in third position, a solid day he's having so far. Shane Lake, who had a great run at North Wilkesboro, his best run in a long time, he is running in fourth position right now. So the 17 car looking very good right now. So, and Shane Lake right now, as we said, looking for one of those fighting for Rookie of the Year with Audra Baranowskis. And it's been a hot battle for the Rookie of the Year points so far. We often ignore the Rookie of the Year points, but that is also in effect for the season as well. Used to be it was the highest finishing rookie in the points. Now we got rookie standings we've had for the last few seasons. And Shane Lake right now, as we said, is in hot contention for that battle. And he right now is running ahead of Baranowskis in the race. Baranowskis right now is running in the 28th position at the moment. And to make matters worse for her, she's got another rookie in Jack Lagacy, who's actually between her and Lake as well. Lagacy's running in 9th position right now. And while our fourth rookie in the contender, Al Lagacy, is running in 38th position, as he has now lost positions to, drivers like Jessica Shelton, Cole Deaver, Michael Whitman, Alexander Rowe, the 44 of Zorlin, Minnick, and that's about pretty much it. So he's in 37th position right now, as he's got just gained a spot on the field. But Lake right now is in a battle with Phil Parker for 4th position. Phil's running in 5th at the moment. Darn pace car. Dylan Young in 6th. Kyle Matthews now moved up to 7th position. 8th right now is Jesse Turner. 9th is Lagacy. And 10th is Glenn Duhit. Kev Shearer making his way up to the 11th position right now in the number 71 car. Shearer trying to hold him, trying to get a top 10 finish this season in the points. After he's had a couple of lackluster seasons so far, but last couple seasons, but right now he's running pretty solid this season so far in the Dave Marcus Special. Ashlyn Boyd in 9 car running in the 12th position. Chelsea Bowles in 13th. Nick Baxter's right now running in 14th position. 15th is Ryan George and Johnny Gardner matching his car number in 16th. Becca Tellier in 17th position. 18th right now is Mike Becker, who's now moved. And Becker has been the biggest mover upper in the points the last few races. He was 27th going into North Wilkesboro in the points chase. Now has moved up to 21st position in the points. So he has moved up 6 spots after a great 4th place run in that event. And Becker looking to pick off a few spots. Now goes inside of Tellier for position. That's for 17th spot right now. William Brock is in 18th, 19th, or actually William Brock is actually 19th, excuse me, and 20th is Kyle Langland. And let's remember last season, Langland won Phoenix and Homestead both last season. So Langland looking to go to his two of his favorite racetracks, and by the way, he also has been another one's been second a couple of times earlier part of the season, but has never quite snatched the brass ring. Back to the leaders right now. Kyle Matthews is closed up on both Shane Lake and Philip Parker. That's for fourth position, the battle you're seeing between three cars. As you now ride along with Kyle Matthews in the 42 car, one of the best and Matthews always, and I repeat, always seems to run very well here at Rockingham. I don't know if it's the 42 car or what. 42 car has had some great moments at Rockingham. Has won there quite a few times, but with Kyle Petty driving. But anyway, Matthews always seems to run very well on this racetrack here at the Rock. He, as we said, won the Goodrich 400 last time he was here at the Rock. Still trying to get around to 17 on the 5 cars. He now looks low on the racetrack below Parker's car. 39 laps in the books, 20 to go here at the Rock. Quentin Moore running all by his lonesome in the 3rd position. Charles Sanford starting in 2nd position right now in the 41 car. And losing time to the leader, Keith Batson, who now has 20, or make that 19 laps to go, excuse me. Coming up on the lap cars now, and that is the leaders in the points. Joshua Osborne and Levi McIntyre both again about to be lapped by the field. So Keith Batson, as it stands right now, he's in good shape to close way up in the points. As we said, he was 99 back of these two drivers. And the points race mainly to Osborne, who was leader of the race. So, and McIntyre was 22 points behind Osborne coming into this event as well. But, oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, imagine the battle we're going to have at Phoenix and Homestead both when that race rolls around. If it comes down between those three drivers for the championship, McIntyre now nicely just moves up ahead and gives Batson his spot. Now, Osborne not making it easy on Batson, though, at the moment, as Batson's now hung up behind Joshua Osborne at the moment. They'll go into turn number 3, and he's still stuck behind him at the moment. Now Osborne says, there you go, and Batson says, thank you. But because of that lap traffic, though, Batson lost a couple of tenths of a second to Charles Sanford, but good news for Batson. He's got 2 lap cars between those two now. But meantime, Quentin Moore's trying to close up on Charles Sanford at the moment for position. Sanford right now is 1 1/10 of a second ahead of the Moore car. So, but there's one guy Quentin Moore's got to be concerned about. It's going to be this man here, Kyle Matthews, who's trying to pick his way up to the field. Matthews now up to the 4th position at the moment, number 42. He's gotten by both Parker and Shane Lake. So Matthews right now about 2.5 seconds back of the 75 car, who is trying to close up on the 41 car, but it's not going to be happening at the moment, though. Batson flashes by the start-finish line. He's now got 13 laps remaining in this event. Coming up on the 5th place driver in the points, Joshua Collard in the 43 car, and Collard, since his wins at Michigan and the 2nd Michigan race and the 2nd Richmond race, he too has kind of struggled a bit. So, but Batson right now just pretty much licking his chops at the moment because he knows He's now back to having a shot at the championship for season 19, and that's something Batson admits has very eluded him at the moment. It's been the championship. He's been close a couple of times to the championship, but has not quite done it. And of course, especially it wasn't season 3. He almost had it won, and then had it taken away from him by a woman by the name of Ashley Sears, who was the season 3 champion of the series. She was the one that drove the Jeff Gordon cars, by the way. One of 2 drivers to win the championship with the Gordon car. Charles Sanford being the other, by the way, was in season 15. But so yeah, those of you who think Jessica Shelton was actually the first woman to win the championship in the series, she actually wasn't. It was Ashley Sears actually was the first woman to win the championship in the series. But anyway, little history for you right there. Shows you how long I've been doing this series too. I've been doing it since 2011, so there you go. Anyway, enough of this babbling here. We got now 10 laps to go. Keith Batson's the leader of the race here as he's about to complete the 50th lap of the event. 9 laps to go in this race. So this race usually would be 50 laps, so Batson would already be the winner at the moment. But 9 laps have been added to this event, and we have now got 9 to go. And right now, Quentin Moore is trying to close up on Charles Sanford at the moment. He did close up a little bit, but now he's having trouble getting past Joshua Osborne in the 37 car. Sanford's gotten around both Osborne and McIntyre. Off turn number 4 they come. Osborne now moves ahead, but Sanford, of course, has now pulled away a little bit from Quentin Moore for position. As we watch now, Kyle Matthews still trying to close up on the Quentin Moore card now, but now he has caught up on the lap cards. Osborne as McIntyre as Matthews trying to getting by his Ohio buddy Levi McIntyre. Riding with Kyle Matthews at the moment in board position as he sees Quentin Moore just up ahead of him. And meantime, the 75 car of Quentin Moore has actually closed up on Charles Sanford at the moment. Or actually, did close up on Sanford. He's now 1.2 seconds back. As Matthews has dropped it down to 121 miles an hour off the second turn, as he's now just shoves Osborne out of the way. As Quentin Moore is actually is up in Matthews' sights right now, but the one man who's got nothing to worry about right now, and that's Keith Batson, who's actually putting up a old-fashioned woodshed whooping on everybody right now. He is 5.5 seconds ahead of the leader of the second place car of Charles Sanford. And he has got now 3 laps to go. Heavy traffic at the moment for the 28 car. Meantime, battle for third happening as Matthews is caught up now to Quentin Moore as they go into third turn now. Moore tries to hold that spot away, but here comes Matthews to the inside. Matthews shoves Moore up the track, and Matthews will try to take third position away, and he's got it for the moment, but Moore fights back on the outside of the racetrack. Two laps to go. White flag will be waving for Keith Batson and the Texaco Haviland Ford as he comes off turn number 4. And he sees the white flag. He has 1 lap to go in this event. Batson won twice last season. His last win came at Sonoma, California last season. And he, in addition to also winning at the first race at Michigan last season. But today is finally the day for car number 20 at the Texaco Haviland Ford. Rounds corner number 4. And it'll be Keith Batson winning the AC Delco 400 at Rockingham. Keith Batson takes his first victory of the season, and that is going to be a huge step right there, because with McIntyre and Osborne being the last two finishers of this race, that is going to be a huge step for Batson to get back in the championship contention right now, and I think he is back in championship contention at the moment. As we go into the next race on the tour, next to last stop on the tour at ISM Raceway at Phoenix. I mean, that was huge for the 20th Texaco Havoline team. As Keith Batson puts up a good old-fashioned woodshed whipping on the rest of the field, 5.72 seconds ahead of Charles Sanford for the second position, almost 5 and 3/4 of a second. Third place to go to Kyle Matthews, fourth to Quentin Moore, fifth to Shane Lake, a great day for him. Sixth to Phil Parker, seventh position, will go to Dylan Young, Jesse Turner 18th, Jesse Turner 8th, Kev Shearer 9th, and Jack Legacy with a great day for him, finishing in 10th position. So 34 races are in the books for the series as we are closing in on the end for season 19. 148.707 miles per hour, the average speed for Keith Batson as he wins here today. Rest of the finishing order: Chelsea Bowles 11th, 12th position will go to Nick Baxter, Mike Becker 13th, another solid day for him. Glenn Duhit 14th, 15th will go to Ryan George, William Brock 16th, Jason Haywood 17th, 18th will go to Ashlyn Boyd, Kyle England 19th, and Johnny Gardner will finish 20th. Becca Tellier 21st, 22nd JT Bryant, 23rd Jessica Shelton. She moved up a bit after dropping back a lot of spots right at the start of the going. Cole Beaver 24th, 25th will go to Jordan Lopez. 26th position will go to Patrick Smith. Jonathan Zorlin 27th. Max Anderson 27th. Jonathan Zorlin 28th. 29th position will go to Ryan Acosta, Cat Batson 30th, 31st Al Legacy, 32nd Dylan Poteet, 33rd Paul Minnick, 34th Audra Baranowskis. So that's bad news for her. And her Rookie of the Year battle was Shane Lake after he finished in the 5th position. Zachary Fitzwater was the last car to finish on the lead lap in 35th position. Cars a lap down: Alexander Rowe, Michael Whitman, Preston Plord, Joshua Collar, Joshua Osborne, and Levi McIntyre. Again, the top 2 points runners finished in the last positions in the race. So you can bet those two drivers will be wanting to find some horsepower when we go to Phoenix, Arizona for ISM Raceway next on the tour. But today at the but the story at the Rock, it's all about Keith Batson, as he gets his first victory of the season, finally for him, after many second-place finishes and being so close so many times. Today, it's finally come for Batson as he wins here today. So next race on the tour will be at Phoenix, Arizona at ISM Raceway for the Subway Fresh Fit 500. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel here on YouTube and become a part of the team. Like us on Facebook as well. And we got everything on this channel in our races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for this channel. And please be sure to check out Seth's Texas Truck Series, Pizza Hut X Series, and the Hershey's Cup Series. Please be sure to check those races out. And some of the best offline races you'll find is right here in the NNSCRA, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. So that will do it here today at Rockingham. Congratulations again to Keith Batson, the winner of the AC Delco 400 at Rockingham. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Offline racing at its best.